All right, so little midweek work video here. I was driving. We lost the U-joint. Looks like the yoke's fine. I pulled the drive shaft fell out in the middle of the road, so I put it in 4i, and we pulled into a parking lot. So we're gonna pull the drive shaft, and we're just gonna make a quick video of driving home, because it's leaking. Sorry about your parking lot. Got it. 4 high, here we come. Ooh, all right, so how's your day going? We're just gonna record all the way home, because if something happens, we want to have it. In my years of Jeep owning, this is not the first time that I have driven front-wheel drive. Okay, that's all I gotta say. And nice turn signal, thank you, appreciate it. Just kidding. So yeah, years ago I had drive shaft issues, but the problem is like if you put the yoke back in the T case, you know, it stays. Or at least it stays better than nothing, or having a rag around it with some tape. The only thing I have is this water bottle, which I was gonna cut up because I'm prepared with knives and all that stuff, but don't have tape. So we gotta add tape to the Jeep trail bag. And by trail bag I just mean the daily parts. I do have so I didn't see the cap, so I'm curious. I think what happened is, again, just assuming, I think that the strap bolts came loose on the yoke, and I think they backed out a little bit because they were very loose. I just unscrewed them with my fingers, so I think that it's very wobbly. I don't usually drive in 4-wheel drive on the road, but it's very bouncy. Whatever. I think the bolts backed out for the strap, and then I think it was spinning, and I think I tossed the cap off, and then without having that cap, I think it just came apart. I think it probably binded up maybe a little bit. That's weird because the yoke is fine. I can definitely hear a tingly exhaust. So now we're going back home to get the daily van, and we'll drive that. I didn't drive this all week. I was excited to drive it today and tomorrow, just for the end of the week and have a little fun. And now we gotta fix it. Yeah. We're working on other videos with RC cars right now because I got to get some of them going for the trip coming up. So, if you ever lose a rear drive shaft, also, if you remember from the week before, there was no fluid in the T case anyway. So I overfilled it. So when the drive shaft fell out on the road and I had to pick it up, it was dumping fluid, and it was only dumping fluid because I just filled it. There might have been a little extra in there because I was planning on draining it out. I wanted to slosh up and get whatever was in there that was being abused with no fluid in there. I think this is going to be pretty smooth. So we're just gonna cruise, and I'll leave it recording. And if I edit out this chunk right after this, then we know it was uneventful. I do think we will change out all the U-joints. good video. How to change out your crappy Jeep YJ U-joints. I would like to get a nice parts list together of what part numbers I need for what, because I do think they're different, or at least Rock Auto says they're different. Oh, all right. Well, we made it home. Let's see. Whoops. Yeah, I'd say those caps were pretty dry. This one even looks like it's getting pretty dusty. Alright, let's put it back in. So you still got one cap, and I took the other strap off. Alright, we got it in the vise, and just like that, this is how projects get pushed aside. We just say, you push over there, and you push over there, and now we got some tools to work with. Alright, so I am no pro U-joint installer or uninstaller, but I've done it enough times. So, see if we can get this one out with the correct tools here. One. This one was even greasable, and I know that I went around and greased up as much as I could, so it's kind of interesting. See if I can get that out. Got the biggest screwdriver I could find. Not big enough. Always remember to keep a spare screwdriver in the laundry room. Very dry. You can't see it, but it's covered in brown dust, which means rust. Ow! I've only ever used this to do ball joints, but I do think it also works for don't fall. Don't have the right size. Alright, well, I can't find the battery for my impact gun, so let's see how terribly this doesn't work. She's working great. Alright, so you push it through, pop your one super disgusting dry cap off that has no lube in it. I'm so glad this didn't happen on the highway or when we were off-roading, because I didn't have spare U-joints. After this, we will. Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't have to push it through at all. Let's pull this one off. Oh, man. Ready? See? Let's see what you can see. Look at all that crispy, crunchy, tender, flaky bearings. All right, so good. All right, so we got our new U-joint. Part number that from Advanced, it was $15. And apparently for a 92 YJ, greasable, this is the same U-joint as it would be on the transfer case side. So we're going to pop these two off. Oh, big old chunk of dirt. Make sure we keep it nice and clean. Ratchet was on loosen for 1 second. You never drop a cap, kid. Ever. Alright. If it does fall, you got to make sure that all the needles stay in. Alright, so we're going to pop this one back in there. And take one of these clippies. Our fancy clippy pliers. And shoot it into the abyss. So now we're going to get this one here on. Flip her around. And then we can start this guy. Make sure it's on tight this time so we don't loosen it. I think our cap is a little crooked. There we go. Now we just press. Well, now it moved again. Press this one until it gets nice and tight. You don't want to go too tight because you can damage it. But we want to go just a smidge tight, so that way we can get another one of these clips in that all just fell on the floor. Luckily I have everything so nicely organized around here, you can't even tell. I always find it's good to give the ears a little smack, kind of settle everything in there. And that's how easy that is. You can just swap in a U-joint. Now that tool was $60 for $55, $80, I don't know, something from Harbor Freight. You can do it with some sockets and a hammer on a rock in the woods if you have to. But if you're privileged, to have, you know, the Harbor Freight deals. Oh boy, you're shaking. You're shaking. Alright, so next, take this out. Start back in the Jeep. This one here is apparently the same size as that front one. So, while we are here, let's grease both these bad boys up. Let's see if this actually takes any grease. Clean the ball out. This might be out of grease. Got the old one out. It was definitely empty. You insert it into the tube a certain way. Peel that off. That whole other tube of grease was all inserted into the Jeep over the past 2 years. Because there were greasable joints, or there were grease fittings all over that thing, so I got that to... Alright. Alright, after bleeding the gun from the new tube put in, we finally have grease coming out. Oh yeah. You can hear it. Kind of like black stuff supposed to come out of your... We'll just keep going until we get some... There we go. So... Alright. That one looks like it might have had a smidge of grease. One thing I did notice is that one is bent. Yeah, shoot. Maybe we won't be driving this tomorrow like we thought. I did bring a brush with, though, to clean up these caps or straps. As you can tell, no leaks under here. Alright. What are the chances we get lucky? Not that lucky. Here, to get this to line up all the way, is we'll have to jack up the rear end, so that way, or at least one tire, so that way the drive shaft can twist a smidge. A smidge. Alright, well, I guess that's where this is going to stop for right now, because we got to get a new one of these. I did see that kind of like an upgrade mod is that you can drill out your yoke, and then you can just get U-bolt straps. So that way they're stronger, but then if they break, you don't have to worry about a bolt being threaded in. That the bolt head snaps off, and then you can't get that out. It's just, you just pull the broken part out, and then you can put a new one on. I do have a spare rear yoke, so maybe we'll practice on that. Get some parts in it. What the heck happened there? Why is that so hammered in? Oh, that's where the drive shaft hit it. Wow, I don't know, can you see that? The drive shaft hit my exhaust and clobbered it. I guess that's probably why this is hanging down now too. I don't know. We'll get new parts. See you then. Alright, so we got our new pack for fixing. Dorman 81020. And, you know, we could change these all out. We could do a lot of stuff. But I don't want to. I just want to put it back together. So we're gonna put this bolt in and get it all fixed back up. Alright, so on this episode of I'm Dumb, I just drove to Advanced. I wish I had opened this before I started videoing. This little Dorman pack here comes with two different sizes for the 1310 U-joint or the 1330 U-joint. So I grabbed a big bolt for the 1330, not the tiny little guy for the 1310 that I need. I'm dumb. Oh well. Let's get it together now. After I drove to Advanced for no reason, I said, "They sold me the wrong thing." And she goes, "No." And I went, "Oh, I'm dumb." She goes, "I'm glad I could help you." Alright, we got the new U-joint all in. We even put a new strap on. We did jack the tire up off the ground so we could get the drive shaft to twisty. This one's all greased up. We got some big dents in the exhaust here from where the drive shaft was flapping around. And it broke this rusty thing off for the e-brake cables that I don't use anyway. So, alright, let's get her down and take her for a rip. Alright, well, I guess that means it's fixed. Taking some some oil to recycle at Advanced. And that ching-ling-ling-ling-ling sound that you hear is the e-brake cable on the drive shaft. So I gotta secure that up somehow. I don't know, whatever. But hey, at least it's fixed. The U-bolt strap kit was $18 and the U-joint was $17. It's fixed now, baby. So thanks for watching No Car Garage, and I guess we'll see you next week. I have no idea what will happen next week. At least the Jeep's fixed. See ya.